some of you might have seen this data. This is a study the U.S. Department of Education conducted starting in 1983 called Students in Today's Schools, where they asked graduating grade 12 students 3 questions. Did you find your schoolwork meaningful? Did you find your courses interesting? And do you think what you learned in school will be important later in life? And you can see, even in 1983, when Commodore 64 had just come out, the numbers weren't necessarily, all the numbers were below 50%, other than that important number. And they weren't getting better by 2000 when they stopped doing the survey. Pearson picked up the work in 2011. 46% of high school students in the U.S. say they find school boring. And being in Canada, of course, we all thought, well, that's in the U.S., Canada must be better. 2 years ago, the Canadian Education Association did a similar study that found almost the exact same result. So while 82% of students in grade 5 say they feel intellectually engaged and supported in school, that number drops to 45% by grade 12. And when a different survey, that high school study of student engagement, dug into why, 81% of them say they don't find the material interesting, and 42% say they don't find it relevant. And so when we talk about this idea of increasing student engagement through the work that we're doing, a lot of people say, well, does engagement really matter? We need to focus on the test scores and results and things like that. Well, Gallup, in their national student poll, found that a 1% increase in student engagement directly leads to a 6% increase in reading achievement and 8% increase in math. So this fuzzy idea of engagement does matter. When it comes to understanding, the British Council did a survey of the chief executives of the 500 largest corporations across Europe, and they actually had feedback saying that employers rate knowledge and awareness of the wider world as more important than a job applicant's degree or final grades. So that sense of global competence and global understanding is actually more important to employers than some of the traditional measures of academic success. And when Gallup looked at predictors of college success, along with the Journal of Research and Personality in the UK, they found that hope, the idea of hope and this challenge of hope, was a more robust predictor of college success than test scores in the UK personality. So how do we foster hope? How do we address this issue of understanding?
We learned a lot, but it was really humbling because we realized, gosh, if we really want to scale this concept that has worked in one place, and perhaps the DNA is, if it can work anywhere, it has to work somewhere first. And we felt, okay, so how do we do this? And so what we thought about was perhaps we should just begin to experiment. We should take a posture of, we don't exactly know the way to scale, and so we're just going to try to figure it out by experimentation. Let's intentionally be a little bit dumb and just try something out and see what happens. And so here's this slide is from one of our mentors, and he says that, let's say that there's like a 5% chance of anything happening. Imagine that you have a die that is 20-sided. 5% chance of anything happening. By the time you roll that 20 times, there's a 64% chance that you're going to get the side that you want. And by the time you roll it 50 times, there's a 92% chance that you're going to get to success. And so actually simply the rate of trying is going to get you closer to success than really thinking really hard, right? And so this idea of don't overthink, just start trying was something that we tried to put into practice. Like, let's just get out there and start doing this and figure it out. Because this is what our entrepreneurs do as well. The entrepreneurs that come through our institute are just trying things out. They're throwing mud against the wall and they're saying, is it going to stick? How do we begin to scale these big, impenetrable problems all over the world? They don't know, but they're trying. So we said, let's try too. So we thought, let's not overthink, let's just start trying. The other idea was, let's stop guessing and start learning. Let's stop trying to spend time with the whiteboard, spend time with the sticky notes, though that may be helpful. Let's actually get feedback out there in the market.